Israel and sojourners of Israel. My name is Brother Andrew, and today's date is January the 28th, 2022. I'm coming to the nation with this topic: the death of the Christian church. Again, the topic of the lesson is the death of the Christian church. You know, Christianity was brought to America by the so called Pilgrims in 1620, arriving at Plymouth Rock. When they arrived, they encountered the Native Americans and referred to them as heathens. 402 years later, the offspring of these same self righteous pilgrims are more sinful, more wicked, more unrighteous than any other people on earth today. Most times, when we prejudge a person, we are shown a picture of our own self. How can you not know a person and you're so quick to be consumed with hate and distrust? Is this the righteous God in you or your true nature? As I get deeper into this lesson, you will see that the offspring of these same self-righteous pilgrims are in a mass rebellion against the Most High God. When this hate and disrespect is going to end, are we going to take this hate and disrespect to the grave with us? Is Christianity a religion of hate and distrust? Are we serving the same God? We must be mindful of how we treat each other. We might need that person again. Love will conquer all. Hate and distrust will be defeated. In these times in which we are living, evil, sin, and unrighteousness is taking over the land. They are calling right wrong and wrong right. This is the spirit of strong delusion. We have made King Nimrod look saintly when it comes to sinning against our God. Where is the Christian church? How can the Christian church sit silent with so much evil going on? It tells me that the Christian church is spiritually dead, and the transhumanists and the posthumanists has taken over the church. Why cannot the church use the gifts which is written in the New Testament to defeat transhumanism and posthumanism? How can the Christian church allow the transhumanists and the posthumanists to join a pig's body to a human body? Leviticus 11 and 7 and 8. The swine, though he divided the hoof and the cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of his flesh he shall not eat, and their carcass shall he not touch, and their carcass shall he not touch. They are unclean to you. The problem with the Christian church is that they refuse to read the Torah and the Tanakh and the book of Enoch, calling these books not relevant. And this is why they cannot defeat the transhumanists nor the posthumanists. Evil will only continue, not because of the vitriolic words of bad people like the transhumanists and the posthumanists, but the appalling silence of the church. The transhumanists and the posthumanists have inserted a pig's heart into God's creation. What a sin against our God. The Catholic Church is the moral authority on earth. Why the church allows such evil to happen? Why the church did not speak out against such evil? America is a Christian nation. It has the most churches, the most preachers on earth. Yet the transhumanists and the posthumanists have their way. And America is saying, "In God we trust, and God bless America." How can God bless a sinful nation? How can God bless a nation that allows sin to reign? Let's look at Proverbs 14 and 34. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Psalms 5 and 4. For thou art not a God that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all the workers of iniquity. It is always the right time to do right. Righteous living will get us to our final destination. Keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments will give us a surety and a sure seat in his kingdom. Truth and righteousness will ultimately win at the end. Evil and wickedness will be defeated. Evil and wickedness will be defeated. The Most High God has a reserve army of 7,000 in Israel. All the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him. Baal is the god of the Gentile nations, and they have kissed Baal. And Baal is also the god of the Christian church. This is why the church is not speaking out against evil. This knowledge that we are seeing was not supposed to be among the children of men. It was taught to the Gentiles by the fallen angels and their Nephilim offspring. Let us see some of the things that the fallen angels taught mankind. Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of using them. Simjaza taught enchantments and root cutting. Aros, the revolving of enchantments. Baruch Jau taught astrology. Kokobel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Ararel, the signs of the earth. Samuel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. This knowledge that was taught to mankind by the fallen angels, this knowledge was only for the heavenly realm. This was not earthly knowledge. And these fallen angels rebelled against God, come to earth, and reveal all the secrets that only the heavenly hosts should know. This evil that we are seeing is on a scale in which we have not seen or heard of before. They are trying to alter the Most High's creation by chipping your brain and turning you into a robotic controlled transhuman. They will program you and deprogram you at will. They are going to make this evil appealing so you will gravitate towards it. The Most High made us with a perfect body and an excellent brain to serve him and to keep his statutes. Sin and evil are taking over the earth, and the church is silent to what is going on. The chosen people must wake up and observe what is going on in this wicked world. Do not let them prick your skin, or you will never make it in. And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Most High thy power, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ears to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. The remnant will be protected from the storm that is raging all over the earth. Victory is on our side. The enemy will be defeated. God is still in control. God is still in control. The wicked shall turn into hell, and all the nations that forget God. America, are you one of those nations that forget God? Will your doings condemn you? Is the Most High God pleased with your doings? America, you should answer these questions. The goal of the transhumanists and the posthumanists is to keep the church silent. And that is exactly what the church is doing, keeping silent in the midst of evil. Their evil agenda will backfire on them. Let us look at the meaning of transhumanism. It's a physiological and intellectual movement which advocates the enhancement of human condition by developing and making wide available sophisticated technologies able to greatly enhance longevity, moves, cognitive abilities, and predict the emergence of such technologies in the future. This, folks, is Nephilim thinking and Nephilim behavior. Posthumanism, the idea that humanity can be transformed, transcended, or eliminated, either by technological advances of evolutionary process, artistic, scientific, or physiological practice, which reflects this belief. This knowledge that these people are talking about is the knowledge that the fallen angels taught to mankind. And the Most High God is not pleased. The Most High God give us knowledge that He wants us to have. God promised Abraham his seeds, which are the Negroes, will endure forever, cannot be eliminated, cannot be annihilated. The Negroes are God's chosen people. Again, God is in control. Man could do what he like, but not as long as he like. The Most High will pull his plug. Maybe the offspring of the Neanderthals can go through that process, not the chosen people, not the Negroes. Those 200 angels that came down to earth and slept with the daughters of men, rebelling against the Most High God. And today, their offspring are still rebelling with all types of evil and wickedness. Evil and wickedness will come to an end someday. Truth and righteousness will reign triumphantly. The Most High destroyed the first world by water. This present world we are living in will burn forever. Negroes, do you want to go through this? Do you want to go through such torment? Do not join the haters of the Most High in their wickedness. Deuteronomy 7 and 10. And repave them that hate him to their face, and to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. These are the haters of the Most High. These are the ones that the Most High is going to pay diligence to repay them to their face. Again, in conclusion, I must speak to the Negroes. You are the most vulnerable, not in the eyes of God, but in the eyes of these wicked people. You are the most vulnerable, and you are the weaker among them. The strongest in the eyes of the Most High, but the weaker in the presence of these wicked people. We got to wake up. We got to come back to the Most High. We got to trust Him. We got to believe Him. We got to know that one day we will stand before Him, a righteous God, and give an account of the way we live on this earth. We must be our brother's keeper. We must live righteous. We must keep the laws, statutes, and commandments and live according to Moses' word. And his words are in the Torah and in the Tanakh. He gave us statutes to live by, and He gave us commandments to live by. And doing so, if we do that, and we walk this righteous walk, and talk this righteous talk, the Most High is obligated to take care of us. He's looking for us to have clean hands and a pure heart. We must be our brother's keeper. We must look for one another, knowing that we only have ourselves and our God to take care of us. And just like the wise Solomon, in all his wisdom and knowledge, Solomon had everything, luxuries, gold, you name it, the wisest man on earth. And Solomon concludes, fear God and keep His commandments, for it is the whole duty of man. Yes, Negroes, it is our duty to fear the Most High, to love Him, to live righteous. We can't live like our enemies. This world was made for the Negroes and the Negroes only. And we must respect the Most High and live according to His word. Again, I thank you. I trust and pray that the Most High will wake you up to see what is going on in this world and make you aware of His Son's return. That one day, if we continue to walk in this path and live this life, we'll be accepted in His glorious kingdom. Thank you. May the Most High bless you, and I trust and pray the Most High will wake you up to observe all things, because we are at the end of times. We see this evil is unprecedented that's going on, and the Most High is going to keep us from falling if we stand faithful before Him. This journey is only for a remnant, a small number. And Negroes, you have to be a part of this remnant. If you're lost, it's going to be very, very sad. I thank you, and may the Most High bless.